January 31st, 2025 in the Morrill Avenue and Sierra Road neighborhood in North San Jose. Beware of this well-known criminal scheme where unsuspecting homeowners are lured outside when the criminal crew invades the home and immediately goes for the valuable items. Watch this video, and if you spot these criminals, call the San Jose Police Department immediately.
So go ahead, Dale. Tell us what's going on.
The flower pot?
Yeah, you know what they're doing is they're just convincing the old guy to get out of his house, and they'll realize that his wife's there as well, but they want both of them to get out of the house. And they'll either come into the house and move people into the backyard or in the front, or actually to a different part of the house to keep them away from where the burglars go in.
Oh, the dragon fruit. Oh, okay.
Now, this was, I guess they solved a bunch of these about a year earlier.
My wife is over here.
What do you call these type of travelers? What's the terms we're using these days?
Yeah, you have to be careful though, right?
Yeah, you know, there is a lot of different groups that the FBI calls non-traditional organized crime. And these are part of that group. They'll call themselves Gypsies. When we arrest them and interview them, they call themselves Gypsies.
Do we need to put a disclaimer up?
Are another group that travelers are either English, Scottish, or Irish, and they tend to do a lot of this type of burglary as well, and they do a lot of construction fraud.
So can
So
I
now
ask
he's-
you something, Dale, about that
So real
term?
quick, Scott, he's bringing the wife's now coming out. So they're getting them both out of the house. Now, and Dale, you see what happens after here, right? You saw the video, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Scott. Sorry.
So Dale, real quick on that. I know that like we used to refer to them as gypsies, but apparently they're saying that that's considered a derogatory term now, and they don't want.
Okay. What's going on, right, Dale? What's going on here right now? Who are these two ladies?
The two ladies that are coming in right now, you see they're wearing a mask because they have been identified before through home videos and such.
Okay.
But they're the accomplices that'll go in as the homeowners are distracted, and they'll go in and they'll start ripping off whatever they can find. Typically, they'll go to the master bedroom first. They'll know where it is, and they know basically where elderly people like to hide their cash, their jewelry, whatever else they have in the house, and they'll hit that area first. Go ahead.
Okay. So the young girl and the other one, they got the couple out of the house and away from the front door, and then these two came in while she's got those other two distracted.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and Scott, to let you know that when we refer them to specific like traveler or gypsies, we're talking about what they refer themselves as and the group that they identify with, and it's not a specific race. This is
I know it's not it's not a race, but I know that I have family that he's an officer here, and I don't want to name his name, but he was told me that the DA here threw a bunch of cases out if they wrote the word gypsy in the report, and that started in San Jose, and they were given a class told that they're not allowed to write that in the reports anymore, and they'll throw the case out.
Yeah, see, that's someone that doesn't know exactly what's going on with this group. It's just like if we were back when the Italian mafia just started and we were not allowed to call anybody in that group Italian mafia, then we'd have a real hard time taking care of that problem, right? But it has nothing to do with being Italian. It has to do with the mafia and the criminal.
Exactly.
Element. So we're talking specifically about the criminal element of this group.
And what they call themselves.
I thought that was a huge overreach from the DA's office in this area to blanketly say, if you mention that or use that term, then they're going to throw the cases out and they're not going to file.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not the DA; it's specific judges that are looking at, and they're just misdirected. They need to understand what exactly is happening.
We've seen a lot of misdirected judges lately, huh? Supreme Court justices, judges.
One or two.
A lot of misdirection.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It happens. We got our own. You guys, we talked about it last week, and Dale, you know the story. You're the lady that worked in the POA getting a pretty light deal compared to everything else going on. It probably her first offense, but a lot of people don't understand why she only got probation. And a lot of that issue going on. A lot of judges being called out for some of these sentences they're putting out there.
Yeah, they don't realize how many people like that hurt, and how many families have been torn apart by stuff like that. They're just looking at the one individual and not realizing, the havoc that they've caused on society.
So these ladies here really going at it, man. Look at them.
They know what they're looking for, huh? They're looking in old purses. They're looking. Yeah, you're right. They know exactly where to look, huh?
Yep. Yeah, they're and a lot of times they'll go through and they know when it's costume jewelry and when it's not, and they'll take the good stuff and leave the old stuff there. The stuff that's not worth anything.
So now they don't live here in San Jose. They're just here until it's too hot for them, and then they move on. Correct?
Exactly. And you might find the group staying in local hotels if you can get an ID on a car. It's usually car rentals. But they're not just doing the burglaries. They do a whole bunch of different crimes. A lot of times you'll see them doing the jewelry swap at the big stores like Costco and stuff, where they'll act like they're trying to give somebody something for give them directions somewhere or something like that. Yeah, they'll throw a piece of costume jewelry on an older lady and then steal her expensive jewelry right off her neck.
Say something.
Wow.
In the city of
All right.
San Jose, if you witness a
Let's put
crime
that
in
up.
progress,
Steve, where you at?